the Dream Master.
No! You son of a bitch!
All right, hey now. Welcome to a super duper episode of the Uneeda Horror Podcast. To me, this is the main event. This is ranking the Freddys. I'm sure I'm going to curse, so I may as well just try not to curse too much in the very beginning. But exciting show today. Let's just go down the list here. Of course, as always with me is Sir Nicholas. What are you wearing today, Nick?
The Billy the Puppet Learn to Play Games t-shirt, and I decided to go back to the Michael Myers hat.
Brought it back.
With disregarding the haters and naysayers.
Dude, well, guess what? They can all go fuck themselves as far as I'm concerned. If you get haters, that means you're doing something right. I mean, to piss somebody off, they're watching and paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, no, it doesn't hurt my feelings at all. I just get tired of hearing it sometimes. Oh, Nick's always wearing the hat. Yeah,
well, tell them to go fuck themselves, or go fuck their mothers.
Go fuck.
That's all you got to say.
Tell them to go scratch.
Yeah,
that works too. Next, we have he's back. Are you more excited this time, Brandon, or less excited for this one?
I'm pretty pumped up about this one, if we're being honest.
You're such a goddamn political answer.
Yeah, I'm staying.
Brandon, was this? Well, we'll get to it. And of course, I'm very happy to have. It's funny, like me and this guy should have zilch in common, but we do. Mr. Sauce, Mr. Steak Sauce. We both love Freddie and Return of the Living Dead. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Oh, man, it's so good to be here. Thank you for having me back.
Bold face lie.
You know.
Oh, dude, I tried. I'm so happy to have you back. This is gonna be fun. I try to make them special whenever you come back, and I can't think of a more special one to do than this, quite frankly. This
was interesting. You pulled me in quick with this pitch.
That's right. So obviously, if you've been keeping up with the episodes, this is not new. This is the third in our ranking the character series. I kind of thought this was going to be a hokey idea, and it maybe kind of is, but it's really fun. And it's really fun to do besides just ranking the movies, which is something I think a lot of us do because that's natural. You watch the movie, you rank the movie. But to take the main character, the main villain, and especially when you have a character that is in so many movies in a franchise, so to speak, and see the evolution of the character, the highs, the lows, the ebbs and flows. It's interesting. So full disclosure, guys, I did not make my ranking yet. I am literally going to wing it. I simply just did not have time to make my ranking, which is a bullshit excuse because there's always time, but I just really didn't. And I kept saying to myself, well, let me think about it more. And then eventually I said, you know what? I'm just going to make it on the go. I kind of got my 5 favorite Freddie looks, or you know, what's the term I'm looking for? The specific looks that's there. And my number 1 is easy. Obviously, if anybody that's ever seen if you've seen a couple videos from me before ever, it's probably not that difficult. But the most difficult thing I can tell you right now is figuring out my number 2 or 3. Has that been everybody else's problem? Is the bottom been easy, but it's really the number 2, 3, or 4 that's going to be more, because that's my thing. That's what's hard for me.
I feel like the bottom has been harder than the top.
Explain yourself. What do you mean? Like, do you think that
I don't know. Like the top 3 or 4 Freddys were an easy choice, but like ranking the bottom ones, it just seemed really difficult.
No, I would agree. Like 2 through 5, I think is where I struggled the most. I would say 2 through 6. My 1 was clear cut. My 7, 8, and 9 were pretty clear cut, but that middle portion there was pretty hard.
And with that said, there's 2 out of all of them that I really don't like, but beyond that, it was really hard ranking those first couple at the bottom. So,
yeah, the top and the bottom easy. It's that middle shit where like some of them they don't change much, or it's just a movie you don't give a fuck about, but they still look better than some of the other garbage.
Yeah. So before we get going, let's just do a little briefing. I'm really excited about this. So I'm trying to savor it a little bit. Obviously, this is my favorite horror franchise. This is Steak Sauce. This is your favorite horror franchise too, as
Yes,
well,
sir.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And you were with us when we did Never Sleep Again, the retrospective, which was a great time. Anytime I can talk about Freddie,
yeah, man.
I mean, there's nothing better to me. I fucking love this character to death. He is one of the most creative villains I think I've ever seen. It's fantastic. Now, Nick, I think after this, you're gonna say I was listening to our I was listening to our ranking the Jasons, and you said to yourself, Friday 13th is creeping up on my favorite franchises, but whenever you talk about Freddie, and I mean you as in general, because this is my experience, whenever I get to talking about Freddie, it becomes more and more clear he is the king. And I know you said that at the end of the day, you like Nightmare more than Friday, but you're struggling. But I think after today, you're going to be like, no, I think I do like Nightmare more.
I mean, yeah, I think I do like Nightmare more. I just think that although Friday has more movies, so there's more to choose from, I feel like Nightmare, its highs are actually scary, whereas I don't know if I was ever scared of Jason. I don't know if Friday the 13th has really ever been terrifying, whereas there's some movies and some moments in some movies in this series that are genuinely like nightmare fuel. Like genuinely as a kid, especially. I mean, the idea of, oh, I got to stay away from Jason. All right, I just won't go to fucking Camp Crystal Lake. How the fuck do you get away from Freddie? I mean, you can't. Like, you can't. So,
I mean, I'll say for sure, anytime that like a character's stuck in place, I can't handle it. It freaks me out. Like the Bisquick in the stairs or Patricia Arquette at the beginning of 3. It's rough.
Yeah. And like, man, is like I said, I've been open about it. That Friday's my second favorite franchise, but the ingenuity in the making of the Nightmare films, as much as I love the Fridays for the the peanut butter and jelly that they are, the effects. I mean, Brandon, you can agree, the effects work and the things that went into these movies, it's in a class of its own. I mean, am I right? Especially some of these sequels.
Yeah, I mean, especially like looking at those movies through the lens of time, like the effects look dated and cheesy today, but it works so well with those movies and within that story. Like it just charms you still. Like any other franchise, you look at that stuff and you're like, that looks terrible. But with those movies, you're like, this is awesome.
Yeah, one of the things that's I think actually is one of the coolest shots ever was in Dream Warriors when they made the big dildo worm Freddie that starts eating Patricia. And they had to do it in reverse because they couldn't get the contraption to work properly. Doing it in reverse actually made it freakier looking because of the way the mechanics, they went backwards. But it was just, oh man, like, but that, do you think that looks cheesy? I actually think that looks better than any computer could ever generate, quite frankly.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I understand what you're saying. Probably not everything, but
I
some
think
of that stuff.
This franchise is a great example of like, just because it's computers doesn't mean it's better. I mean, like think all the shit that they aped for the remake that just looks so much worse than the original does.
Yeah,
like fucking
the wall,
him coming out of the wall. Now I can't think of any now, so now I look like an asshole. But like a lot of that's practical shit from the 80s, like you said, with the snake, especially the Roach Motel in the next one. I mean, the chest of holes in the next, like all of that shit's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like would you have ever like guessed that? Oh no, that's just a giant Freddy that they put people in. And they told Linnea quickly to push her tits through.
I love that behind the scenes. Linnea, push your chest out.
I feel like you and I are pretty close in lockstep, and Steak is probably too, especially because this is your guys' favorite series. So I would say the three of us probably won't be that far off, but I feel like Brandon's going to be that guy that's like, now hear me out on why 2010 is actually the best look. So
No, I will say this: there's no way in hell we're all going to have the same number, whatever 9.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I think
you really don't think we'll all think the worst is the worst?
I for some reason I just don't, but we're gonna find out.
Okay.
But without further ado, Brandon,
Yes, sir.
don't fuck up. What is the worst Freddy?
It's got to be the remake Freddy. What, dude? It's got to be the remake Freddy.
I'm gonna walk.
Visually, the look sucks. I mean, I get that it's more realistic. It looks akin to like a real life burn victim, but it does not work for me. I want fantastical demon cheese pizza Freddy, not like real burn Freddy. You know what I mean? And like just the way the makeup looked, Jackie Earle Haley looked like a bobblehead because like his head looked too big for his body. His body looked too small. Like he's a really good actor and stuff, but I just didn't like the dialogue. His voice was kind of weird. I just heard Rorschach. And my biggest problem, I think, with the character in that film is I want to root for Freddy Krueger. Like he's a child killer. But in the original film, by the time we catch up with him, he's already killing teenagers that look like they're 35 fucking years old. So like we're sort of divorced from the child killing stuff. And like, I feel like he's not really a pedophile in the original film. Like I feel like Craven implied it once or twice. And they had that stupid ass throwaway line in the Freddy versus Jason, the little girls line, which shouldn't have been there in the first place. But I feel like the character himself is not a pedophile. He's just a child killer. So since he's a straight up pedophile in this remake, I can't get behind him because I want to root for Freddy. Again, I'm rambling a little bit, but like I want to root for Freddy Krueger. I cannot get behind this version of Freddy Krueger because he's just a fucking creep. That's my problem.
Okay, I will save my either pleasure or displeasure with your answer. I'm going to pass it over to the man who loves Halloween, Nicholas.
Okay, so I'm going based off of just appearance because I actually don't think this performance is the worst performance of the character of Freddy Krueger in the series. But appearance-wise, bottom of the barrel has got to be 2010. You guys know I don't hate this movie. I actually have a decent time with it. My problem is the issue, what Steak said about everything that they tried to mimic from the original just with CGI was dog shit. And I held what I was going to say when he was saying it because I'm going to say it now. The look of Freddy is a perfect example of that as well. He looks like a dead cat. I mean, I don't really know how else to put it. He looks like a dead cat. And the over-reliance on CGI instead of practical is it's an unforgivable sin. So
it looks pretty realistic as far as burn victims go. I just didn't think it worked for Freddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what? It's hard to say what could after Robert Englund has not only his name is so synonymous with the character too. I mean, I'm not saying it can't ever happen, but you know, I can't. Only time will tell. I'm not going to say never. Say never. And Nick, you actually came in right behind him and said this is going to be dead last for the looks of Freddy.
Dead cat. Yeah, it looks like a dead cat.
Steak sauce, man. I'm going to give it to you. What is the bottom rank for Fred?
The remake. I mean,
wow.
I think anyone that says anything else is lying to themselves. So I see your bobblehead and your dead cat, but I'm going to raise you a melted turtle.
Oh my God. He does look like a turtle.
That's good. That's good. Good.
On top of that, Jackie Earle Haley has a very weird face. So like, that's all I see. And I don't think Watchmen or anything like that. I think Jackie Earle Haley, I think Semi-Pro, the fucking Will Ferrell basketball movie. He's the little hippie guy that fucking makes the half court shot. Okay. And that's all I think, you know, like that's all I fucking could think about when I hear his voice. Like I see that stupid fucking the lip, you know, like ugh. It ain't good. And if we're throwing in like the performance, he did well. It's a shitty movie. Like if I don't know, I think if the makeup wasn't so bad, he wouldn't be last place. Like if it was even like 6% better, but it's so bad that it just completely outweighs his performance.
Yeah.
It's fucking shit. It's so bad. It should be like that, several spaces, and then the rest. Like,
You know what threw me off was watching the special features of this movie was that they actually green screened his fucking head. They had green spots on his head. What are we doing? I mean, what
Michael
is going
Bay,
on?
bro. It's Michael Bay.
Yeah, I mean, that was 2010.
baby.
Out of the CG nonsense.
I mean, he had green on his head.
Yeah.
You already did that much makeup. Why not finish it?
Just CG fucking Optimus Prime's face on it, and it's probably better than the look we got. Honestly, I mean, Michael Bay, do it.
I was shocked when I was watching that, and like my opinion lowered it would even lower because of that. Maybe that's a little dramatic on my part, but I really couldn't believe it. That's the most ridiculous CGI I could ever think of. I mean, what is going on? That's like if my shirt had a green spot on it, and so I went on camera and added a green screen layer with a black behind it, so I could make my shirt. It's like, what are we doing here? Oh my god!
Well, is that where you're leaning then, Christian?
Oh yeah, without question, the remake is dead last. It's not even close. I am gonna comment on the performance as well. I think it's gonna be kind of hard not to. Again, I think he's a world-class actor, but it sucks. Why would I not want to say I love this movie? Of course I would want to say that. It's my favorite franchise. Why would I want to remake that I don't like? But I think the green screen on the head is the perfect summation of this film. So I think I'm just going to leave it right there. He had green screen on his head. But anyway, so let me kick it to Sauce again, if he doesn't mind, man. Let's go to number 8. What is your second to last Freddy Krueger?
And why is it Freddy's Revenge?
Oh, honey.
I'm just kidding. I just wanted to piss Christian off.
Oh, I know better.
So number 8 for me, I don't think there's any question it's part 5. I hate it. I know David Miller came back to do it. I'm not a big fan of what he started with either. I mean, that's a little bit of a spoiler, but not too much. It looks, to me, this one looks the most like just a mask. I know over time they started to make things with less and less different latex pieces just because Robert was sick of sitting in a fucking makeup chair. But it's bad in this one. This is really where he starts to go just completely over the top. Like there's still that little sinister edge that you don't get in Freddy's Dead, but it's pretty hammy. I'll pass on this one, and only because of the remake is this not dead last.
Okay, little surprising. I'm a little irked, but I'm gonna let it go because I like part 5. But Nick, I'm gonna pass it to you, man. What is your number? What are we at? There's 9 of them, right? So this is number 8. What is your number 8 on the Freddy Krueger list?
Number 8 is going to be The Dream Child.
Fuck. The fuck is wrong with y'all? I'm starting to get fucking aggravated now.
That's the exact thought I have to what Sauce said. It looks like a mask. It got to a point where it looked almost too clean, almost too flat. Like I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like it. It looks like he had a couple of like cystic pimples on his face and he popped them and now they're like craters, and like he's just got a couple of big like craters on his face. And that's just, maybe that's a nasty thing to say, but I don't care for it. I'm just not a big fan. So sorry to drive a stake in your heart so early, Christian.
I'll let it go. Brandon, I'm going to go last.
Put the picture.
Put the picture.
I'm
what the fuck,
hoping
man?
you would forget.
My number 8 is going to be Freddy's Dead Freddy.
Freddy's Dead Freddy. For your number 8.
Number 8. It's my least favorite Robert Englund Freddy. It's basically like a cartoon version of Freddy. He's not scary. He's usually lit in full light. His makeup looks like a fucking extra cheese pizza. And it's just, he just seems way too flat. And as far as his like characterization goes, he just seems like a fucking cartoon in this movie. He doesn't seem angry. He doesn't seem sinister. He just seems like some crazy old guy like chasing kids around, and it happens to end with like them dying. There's no suspense from this Freddy. He doesn't really seem like somebody you should be worried about. So for that, it's got to be Freddy's Dead Freddy. It's not about it.
Interesting. So as you guys, I think I told you guys, I'm actually doing this on the fly. And I really don't like the look of. I'm not a big fan of the look of Freddy in Freddy vs. Jason, but I also don't think the Freddy's Dead can be that high either. Freddy's Dead, you know, I was thinking about this the other day. That movie should almost legitimately just be a cartoon.
Yes.
That would be fucking sweet. It would have been much better that way.
You know what I mean?
Just animate that fucker, yeah.
I don't remember what the last one was, but I feel like every time I'm on this show, we figure out some way
to make something better.
To make something so like
yeah, the fact that New
Line from a shitty
hasn't,
movie to something like an all-time great thing.
The fact that New Line hasn't called is honestly kind of disrespectful. You know, I'm offended that they haven't called after listening to this, because guys, we could do it better.
Hey, Bob Shea, put the straw down.
I will say though that
mirror over here.
I do enjoy that tongue-in-cheek, cartoonish movie, Freddy's Dead. That's no surprise. I'm really not a big fan of the look of Freddy vs. Jason, so he's coming in second to last for me. I think it's a little too refined and almost symmetrical. The spots on his face are there's almost a symmetry to it that I really don't like. And then all of a sudden he has I always liked messed up old teeth Freddy, but in this one he has teeth like some kind of like sleepwalker or vampire, and it's not my jam, so to speak. So I'm putting Freddy vs. Jason next, and I feel good about that. So let me go next, because I'm gonna make everybody go first a certain round. With that being said, for me, next at number 7 is going to be my homie Freddy's Dead. Freddy's Dead is going to be my number 7. I would take that over the look of Freddy vs. Jason. But I do think Freddy's Dead should have been a cartoon, without question. Okay, so Brandon, number 7, dude. Let's see if you're going to get on my bright side.
Number 7 is going to be Freddy vs. Jason Freddy for me.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah,
Get that sumbitch out of there.
Again, it's still crazy to me that we got that film. It sucks that Kane Hodder wasn't involved, but the fact that England came back to play Freddy is still crazy to me. And like, it's still classic Freddy, but the way he looked, his burns look a little bit too patterned for me. Like, they're too circular. It's a small gripe. It doesn't ruin the look for me. I don't hate it. I think the dentures you mentioned, that kind of saves the makeup job for me in Freddy vs. Jason. I like that look. And from a character standpoint, this Freddy feels more like old school Freddy to me than Freddy's Dead Freddy. And I'd say, like, tonally, Freddy in this movie and Freddy vs. Jason feels sort of like a mixture of original Freddy and part 5 Freddy, if that makes any fucking sense. There's some serious stuff about this Freddy, but we also get a good mixture of that like MTV Freddy era we all know and love. So number 7, Freddy. And I want to note that from this point on, from Freddy vs. Jason up, I love all these Freddys. It's just a matter of which one I like more.
Ditto. I think the only 2 that I really don't love is Jackie and Freddy vs. Jason's look. But after this, these are my homies. These are my fucking boys, hands down. Let's see, who's gonna go next, Nick or Sauce? Let me see if Nick will give me a decent answer. Number 7, Nick.
You know, number 7 is, man, what a feat to achieve, getting this made, and you know, just the fact that this thing exists is so cool. Bummer that they fucked up the look of both characters in it. It's Freddy versus Jason.
All right.
Freddy's not
Thank you.
bad. I don't think the look is bad. It's a little too refined. It's a little too Hollywood. It's a little too, yeah. And every time I think of this movie, it's that fucking, I hate that part with the damn teeth that you were talking about. When they killed me, I might have been a little naughty. And they're showing like the fucking like vampire teeth. And I'm just like, oh
It's
yeah,
not my
Freddy's
thing.
the fucking vampire. Yeah, because that just happened. Like, I like the monologue he's giving there. I don't give a shit for the look at all. There are parts in the movie where it's totally fine. But yeah, I think the best I could say is it's passable. I don't particularly like it.
All right, Mr. Sauce. What is your? I have a feeling you're about to swerve me and really just drive me up the fucking wall. What is your number 7?
Oh, buddy, I would do that with any other franchise, but not this one. This one is deadly serious. So,
Oh shit.
I gotta go Freddy versus Jason.
No.
And this is a deviation from the list that I started the show with. Not much of one, but it is one. I hate this whole fucking movie. I hate everything about it. Like Nick touched on it. Like, Jason looks fucking dumb. Freddy looks dumb. He looks a lot closer to the Goldbergs Freddy than he does anything from some of the better sequels. He's checked out. Robert Englund is checked out in this movie, and you're not going to tell me otherwise. I hate the fucking teeth, the little raptor teeth. I hate fucking the demon Freddy that comes out of the water. It's all fucking stupid. Ronnie Yu sucks. Fuck this movie and anyone that likes it.
Hey, Ronnie, you made Bride of Chucky though.
He's
I like Bride of Chucky.
What do you think about Ronnie Yu, Brandon? Just get in there, dude. Cut a promo on him.
Ronnie Yu, it's more style than substance. The shots look cool in the movie, but that's not Ronnie Yu's doing. He's just, he's the influence. But I don't really have an opinion on him. I'm lukewarm on Bride of Chucky and Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh, he be Frankenstein.
I love the fact that Freddy vs. Jason got made. I can't believe it got made, but the film itself, I'm not a huge fan of.
No,
Well, and it's funny you say that because you can tell that Ronnie Yu really was a big fan, because Jason's Afraid of Water, and I mean, he really understood.
It's funny because the screenwriters said in that, what is that? Was that Crystal Lake? They said
they didn't put that in their script.
They wrote it a different way, but they took it to. I saw it in theaters. I was like, "This is bullshit. He's not afraid of water." Come on.
Which when we did the Crystal Lake Memories Part 2, I said out loud. I never really said it before, but I was like, I think really part of the reason they didn't use Kane Hodder is because he would have been their worst nightmare on that movie set.
Yes.
Why wouldn't he be?
Stupid.
Like, seriously, Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, we are up to number 6. I think for me, these are all bangers up to this point. But what I'll go next again. You all can kiss my ass, okay? Dream Child is going to be my number 6, but Sauce, you'll at least meet me halfway. I don't know about Nick. I feel like there's no meeting Nick halfway in this. Freddy in Part 5 has mastered his craft of killing motherfuckers. He turns a guy into a motorcycle. Are you joking me?
I'm talking purely about the look.
I know, I understand. But here's the thing. I think that the look of Part 5 is a PG-13 Freddy, and Freddy's Dead is the PG look. I like
that's a good way to look at that. Holy shit.
I love the stuff that they did with Freddy in Part 5. Like my list is going to be a little bit more with the movies and whatever. But I love the weird long arm shit that happens to him when he gets reborn and I love the makeup is more refined. And the thing is, Sauce alluded that he's not a massive David Miller fan, which I urge you to look at that fucking baby Freddy and tell me it's not a masterpiece. But he said go ahead, Sauce.
Baby Freddy's fine. The regular, like the full-grown Freddy's lacking.
I'll accept that. The reason, and I if you guys already know this, I'm sorry. I'm just telling the audience in case you don't. The reason Freddy really started to take a more simplified look is because Miller said, "I thought I went way too hard in the original, so I'm tempering things back big time." That's why Freddy looks the way he did in 5. But I love the look of Part 5. I do think that's the PG-13 Freddy. But the kills in Part 5, I fucking can't get over them. The motorcycle kill is one of the most insane. And again, if you haven't seen this movie uncut, you just don't know. I'm sorry. You just don't know how fucking good it is. It's painful. And Chef Freddy feeding Greta her own stomach, again, cut out of the movie, which is bullshit. But I love this Freddy a lot. But I agree, the look is certainly not the best, but I take it hands down over.
He also, I'm just looking at this a little more. He looks tired.
He looks,
I think that's in the makeup.
It's in the makeup and the lighting that they use. As you can see, this image I have, this promo shot with one of the women who did a song for the movie. She's a good looking woman, but they darkened his eyes. But in the movie, the lighting that they used for him with the "we'll see, bitch." Again, I love Freddy's use of the word "bitch" really came to fruition. Or I loved it in 5. He called his mom a bitch. You know, he called Greta a bitch. He started calling everyone a bitch in 5, and I can't get over it. But I love 5. I think it's a decent look, but I like it in the context of the movie. I actually think that the look of Freddy matches the tone of that film fairly well. So that's my number 6 is The Dream Child, Freddy Krueger. Let's see. Nick, we'll let you go next. And what is your number 6?
Number 6 for me is going to be Fred's Dead. I don't particularly have a real gripe with the look in that movie. I have a gripe with the writing and some parts of the portrayal, because I do feel like Robert Englund was pretty checked out by that point. Can't blame him.
He really wasn't. I hate to be that guy. He wasn't, though. He was on board with everybody else.
I mean, maybe he wasn't, but maybe it's not so much him, and it's just what they wrote and gave him to do that it kind of comes across that way.
Definitely, that's certainly what I think it is too. But
yeah, but so it's just purely on the look. I think the look is okay. I've never actually, when we did our commentary a few weeks ago on it, I even said during the episode, I said, I've never really had a problem with this look, and I don't think there's anything about the look that I can say, yeah, don't really like that. I mean, it's okay. I think it's fine.
Okay. I'll swap that with Freddy versus Jason, but so far Nick's list is I'm okay with it.
I'm identical to Saw's.
I'm gonna say I'm okay with it. Let's go to Sauce. Let me say Brandon last. Sauce, man, this is where you throw a wrench into things. What is your number 6?
Sorry, buddy. You know what, Nick? Let's keep it going. Let's pop Freddy's Dead up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what I'll say as far as this, I don't think he's checked out whatsoever in this movie. This one seemed, because it's just bullshit. They're like, yeah, let's fuck around. Hey, let's film it. Let's see what happens. And Robert Englund's a ham of an actor, so he's like, fuck yeah, dude, let's go. Let's do a comedy. Let's get this done.
Yeah.
So as far as performance, that definitely comes through, and he's having fun. I can feel it anyway. I think it definitely comes across to the viewer. So that's what pushes it, and that's kind of why I flipped, because I was going to have Freddy's Dead be worse than Freddy versus Jason, but thinking about it, this one's better. It's a little bit, it's different. I can't off the top of my head with the little pictures tell you why it's better than 5. But it's shinier, I guess. So, I mean, that's some of the lighting, but
right.
He doesn't look tired anymore. They changed the eyes. Who did the makeup on that? I don't know. It's not.
Good question.
But It's definitely better than anything that came before it, as far as our ranking goes. Worse than almost everything that came before it chronologically, though.
John Carl Buechler's crew did Freddy's
Okay.
Dead's makeup.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. At the end of the day, like that's about what I'd say. Like one word would be fine.
Yeah. Okay, so Mr. Tabato,
Yes, sir.
where are we going?
This is probably the part where I get excommunicated from the horror community as a whole, and you guys are gonna boot me off the fucking live stream or the fucking video.
And think about this before you say it, goddammit.
I mean this wholeheartedly, and please let me explain myself after I say
Oh,
it.
shit.
This is gonna be original Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy for number 6.
You could have said something worse.
Okay.
Yeah, I was expecting something.
And I'm
different.
not talking about what you're thinking I'm talking about, because my number 2 is a fucking hard line number 2.
Remember, this is not just visuals for me. I'm ranking these overall, visuals and like characterization. So number 6 is the original Freddy. The sweater it kicks ass in that film. It's different. The makeup job's iconic. He doesn't really have the pizza burns yet. He doesn't have the hooked witch nose yet, which I fucking love about the character later on. But he's just so nasty and grimy and fucking slimy looking in the first film. And like he actually has like the burned ears and shit, which is really cool. I mean, I can dig that makeup job. It's not my favorite makeup job of the series, but I can dig it. So interpretation wise, he's just so dark of a character in the original film, which is awesome. I mean, this Freddy feels like somebody who would kidnap you off the street. So like, with that said, he's not my favorite Freddy, but he's not my least favorite either. I really dig this version, but he's got to be number 6 in accordance with my other Freddys that are above him.
Okay. Interesting. Brandon has the Dream Child. Brandon, you're in my good graces for the rest of time. You have the Dream Child not picked yet. And even though I've already picked it, God bless you for that. I think that's great. We're going to kick it off to Sauce to pick his number 5 of the Freddys.
Let's run it back with the original.
Holy
1984 Freddy.
shit!
All right.
God damn, son!
Oh, excellent.
Damn, boy!
I'll tell you what, he kind of just looks like a dirty old man in this one. You don't see a lot of him anyway. I hate the original sweater without the stripes. I did not watch that movie first. It looks weird and wrong. I think I saw most of the sequels before I saw the original, or at least before I remember seeing the original. So like there's not a sentimentality there either, but he doesn't look as good. Like Brandon said, I mean, the hooked nose isn't there. It's not as pizza-y yet. It's a pretty simple makeup job. I do like that. I mean, it's still Freddy Krueger at the end of the day. Let's be real. The long arms. I love that. I think that works great. I can't believe that on set they were like, oh my God, that looks so awful. And he's fucking mean, like he's not as mean as he would get. Like that does ramp up, for a sequel or two anyway. But it's also not, Saturday morning cartoon Freddy. So that's a plus.
Okay.
But there's like, for one reason or another, there's no way I could put the above the top 4.
Fair enough. I guess I should have saw this coming, although it's interesting considering, the last when we did Halloween, it was like considered sacrilege not to have the original as the best. And here is
I don't feel that way at all, but that's crazy.
Well, just out of curiosity, what is
to me, I like Halloween 2 the best.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I said.
There it is.
I mean, the original's number 2, but
Okay. Well, son of a bitch. So Sauce comes in at number 5 with the original Freddy Krueger. I'm not ready to go yet. So let's throw it to Nick for his number 5.
So, Sauce, we've had a really good run agreeing up to this point. And as much as I would like to say that was going to continue, it is going to continue. It's a Nightmare on Elm Street 1984.
Oh my God.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Look at this.
I think that phrase that he used to explain it is perfect. He looks like a dirty, burnt old man. It's not a bad look at all. I mean, it's iconic, but it doesn't have some of the iconography that later came. Not just the witch nose, but the striped sweater all over. Not the weird fucking, oh, the arms, they're not striped, but yeah, this midsection. That it's just, I don't know what it is about that it just pisses me off. I'm like, really? Like fucking really? And that's a minor gripe, I know. And you just don't get a lot of him. So I don't feel like a lot of people, when they think back on the Nightmare movies, like I would be hard pressed to find many people that would be like, oh my God, that performance on the first one. It's just like, that is the gold standard. It's like, really? His whole like 10 minutes of screen time? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Dude, did you see when they went to a close up on his eyes?
Yeah. I mean, it's a good portrayal. It's a good makeup job. It absolutely is. But I said this because I'm in the middle of revisiting these movies on my channel, and I've said it in multiple episodes now. With the original, they had not fully realized what they had with Freddy Krueger and with Robert Englund portraying that character. They did not know truly what they were going to tap into eventually. So it's good. It's iconic in its own right. It ain't the best. So it's number 5.
Christian's about to end the show.
Fuck it, guys. You guys are right. It's just not the best. That's my number 5 as well. I was going back and forth with this and another one, but I think you guys are a little stiff. I think everything about the original movie is fantastic, quite frankly.
I'm always stiff on this show.
Including Robert. I think if that other guy had gotten the job, we wouldn't be here right now doing this, quite frankly. I'm serious.
No,
I forgot the gentleman's.
I agree.
It's David Weber, I believe. Is that his name? David Warner, not Weber.
I think he's he was an English guy or something.
Yeah,
but
yeah, he did a great episode of Tales from the Crypt with Zelda Rubinstein.
Right. I think everything about this movie is fucking great, though. I just think everything was great. So, what's the standout in this movie? Just the fucking movie, I think. But it's just not my favorite. I don't flip tables like Sauce about the red sleeves.
Was that heated?
You were a little heated about it. You said it. You were a little heated about it.
It's fucking stupid. I don't like it.
Well, it was what they started with, Yeah,
it's fucking dumb.
I actually find it more odd that they were able to have a striped sweater with solid sleeves instead of the stripes around everything. That seems like it'd be way more rare than
it's the OCD in me. I think it's the OCD in me. I'm like, no, there should be stripes everywhere. Why the fuck are there not stripes on the arms? Like, I think it's just my OCD. But yes, I hear you.
It's weird that they had that in the first movie because that seems so rare. Like I don't think I've ever seen a Freddy a sweater like that has solid arms and stripes just across the chest. But I would have to agree that it's middle of the road look wise for me. So Brandon, are you going to do a clean sweep with us?
You already mentioned it.
Yeah.
Did you already? Oh my God, you did, didn't you?
Off on that.
Number 6 original. So can I point out how mind blown I am that we're all like in the same page with the original ranking? Like that's crazy. I figured I'd be the only person with that ranked so low.
Brandon, I got to tell you, and I got to say this, I think Christian, maybe at the onset when you're thinking of this idea, it seems like it's going to be hard, but I don't think this ranking was nearly as hard as Jason. I'm just going to say that. I think that all of these looks and these portrayals, however you're like gauging it, I think the general public agrees for the most part. Jason was a lot more difficult.
I mean, I guess we'll see,
Yeah.
It's my 2, 3, and 4 were difficult. Actually, my 3 and 4, I guess my 3 and 4 kind of were, but my number 2 is no question what my number 2 is. So Brandon, where are you going, dude?
My number 5 is going to be Dream Child.
I love it.
I don't really have too much to say on this version of Freddy, like visually speaking. It's a lot better than Freddy's Dead Freddy, that's for sure. He's a little bit more gnarled old Manny in Dream Child than he is extra cheese pizza from Freddy's Dead. But again, the makeup is almost too simplified for me. I mean, I want a lot of texture, divots, bumps, all that stuff. It just seemed a little bit too smooth. And you guys kind of talked about this at length already, but the makeup job in 5, what I do like about the makeup job is the hanging jowls. So he really looks like an old man who's fallen apart, which I like. I think that goes with the story.
Right.
And as far as the character himself goes in 5, I still think this is Robert Englund in full effect. He really feels like the same lineage of Freddy from 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Which already seem like they live in their own bubble anyway. I love those Freddys. That's the MTV Freddy. And like, with that said, at least Dream Child's keeping the 80s era Freddy alive and well. So like, he might be a little bit too tired and angry than he was in the last 2 films, but that's due to story. I think it works within the confines of the story. And again, I'm rambling. I'm sorry about that. But this Freddy, when I think of this Freddy, this era of Freddy is my default Freddy. So I can't hate on 5. I love 5. It's just,
God bless.
It's got to be 5. It's got to be 5.
All right, Christian.
What's up?
You got to let Steak go next because I need to know if we're going to stay in lockstep, and I'm not going to react with what he says at all. So you're not going to get any inclination if we still agree.
How about
Steak?
How about Steak goes first and then you go dead last?
That's fine. Yeah, I just wanted him to lead off the next one.
Okay, that's fine. This is going to be number, what is this, Steak 4?
4.
This will be number 4.
Okay, don't piss me off.
So number 4 on the list here is Freddy's Revenge.
What?
No, I'm kidding. But
I was actually about to be mad too.
Ah!
No. Number 4 is The New Nightmare. It's cool. It's a cool look, man. I'll give them that. They tried for something that kind of like leather pants, fucking, Columbine coat. Why can't I think? Trench coat. Thank you. That's what I meant to say. It was trench coat. Let's cut that other thing out. Don't say Columbine.
You just said it again.
Oh no, shit. Cut that out.
I'm leaving it in.
No, but it's a cool look. The makeup is interesting. I mean, they went for something as opposed makeup wise. Freddy's Dead is kind of phoned in makeup wise. I think that's probably fair to say. But at the end of the day, it can't be any higher than this. I'll give it style points and all that, and it's an interesting thought of a story. They fucked it up, Wes Craven, rest his soul. That's all I'll say.
But you don't like New Nightmare?
I don't love it. It's fine. To me, it's when someone says New Nightmare is my favorite nightmare, that's someone that wants to have an interesting opinion.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't know. I've always noticed that about the people that will say that are very much that type of person.
New Nightmare is actually my favorite nightmare. No, I'm just kidding.
But I almost feel like
the character development.
Yeah, it deviates too far away from Freddy Krueger. So yeah, it can't be any higher than this. It's not the quintessential Freddy, so it's kind of got to go. The top 3 share, to me, I think, the most DNA. So,
Sauce, listen to me.
That'll be fun.
I'm not going to say I agree or disagree. If somebody doesn't have the same number 2 as me, I'm going to shit myself and piss myself, and I'm going to send you all pictures of it every day until you die.
Disgusting.
So somebody better have the same number 2 as me. That's all I'm saying. Brandon, don't piss me off. Okay,
I know what it is. I know what it is.
Yeah,
you don't know shit.
I know exactly what it is.
Okay.
I feel like it is kind of clustered. We have the same ones left, save for me because I just went. But
okay, well, let me go ahead and speed this up. He's right. It's a New Nightmare. That's going to be my number 4. It's great. I think this look is great, but the fact of the matter is, the King Freddy look, the look that became the iconic billboard Freddy at the top of the charts, cannot be low on this list. It can't. I mean, it can't be low on the ranking, and it can't be below New Nightmare. That is sacrilege. New Nightmare is great. Brandon, we talked about the. You know what? Hold on. Let me get. Fuck this. Let me bring it up now, because I may sway Brandon, because Brandon is gonna be that motherfucker that is about to drop something. I don't want him to drop. So let me say this, Brandon. We talked about this on the Never Sleep Again episode. Isn't it criminal that Robert Englund and the New Nightmare Freddy did not have a legitimate scene together where they saw each other face to face?
It is extremely criminal. And on that point, can I just say that in the film, I always thought that once Robert Englund disappears from that movie, he became the real world Freddy at that point. That's what I thought happened in the story. Like,
yeah, and that's bullshit. That is such bullshit. I've always felt that way every time I watch that movie. The idea is that he is supposed to actually just be Robert Englund and not the fucking demon. But as soon as he disappears, then you get the demon and you never get Robert Englund again. So the fucking audience is going to go, oh my God, it's him. Like, no, you needed to have that fucking moment. That is
as a kid, that's how that movie plays. I agree 100%.
Yes. I think you guys give it way too much credit. I think that
he hangs up the phone and then like he's ominously looking at the painting like, this is my final plan. It doesn't come off like, oh, I'm having bad dreams.
I think you guys giving it way too much credit. I don't even think that was thought of. Maybe I'm simplifying it too much, but I think they fucked up, bottom line.
No, that's what we're saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not giving him credit for that. I think that's fucking stupid the way it played out.
But my thing is, what you guys are saying, I'm not saying you're calling it an excuse for the film. I really don't even think that was part of what was in. I can't speak for Wes Craven, obviously. I just think
it could have been just a coincidence that it turned out like that. But could you imagine if Robert Englund had confronted Demon Freddy
face to face?
He was wearing his Freddy costume.
And I'm not even going to give them a mulligan. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to simply say, no, this is an instance of poor screenwriting. That is poor writing. The fact that it could play that way because you didn't have any like true finality to Robert Englund, the actor as Robert Englund in the movie, it's poor screenwriting. It just is. That is it. I like that movie. I think it's got a pretty solid script all around and screenplay, but that whole portion of it is fucking dog shit. I'm just that's my piece on it.
I think it's a good movie. I just think it's very sad that we didn't get that iconic moment. But I think the movie's actually fucking good, especially for the 90s.
It is incredibly sad that Robert can't say, "Yeah, I killed myself."
Yeah, but I can't recall. The problem is this: Wes has never, on as far as I know, every. Sauce is like me. He's probably seen every fucking piece of camera recording of Wes talking about these movies. I never once have recalled him actually talking about what we're talking about, what the idea was. Certainly never him saying that Robert assumes this, becomes this Freddy because he escapes into the real world because they stopped making the movies. I like that motif. I think it's kind of cool, but he's never talked about this, so it's just all hearsay. But I don't even think I could even give it the hearsay. I think they just never thought to give that crazy moment with Robert in there, or at least kill him. Why not kill Robert in the movie? I mean, maybe it was just like, how are we going to do this? How are we going to find a guy that has the same bone structure as Robert to do this job or something? I don't know. Or maybe because Robert was playing that character, they had so much shit to do and get the movie done that they just said, fuck it. I think that's really what happened. Maybe they thought about killing Robert in the movie, but they were like, how are we going to do this? Oh, this is New Line Cinema. We have to film this whole movie in a week and 2 days, because we know how these movies went back in the 80s. They literally were printing posters for the movie before they had a script. So that's probably part of it too.
That would have been cool if he killed him, because that could have like granted him coming into the actual world. Like that's how he came through, was by killing England.
But it's still cool. I mean, I'm still glad that we got the 90s, so to speak, because 91 is like leftovers from the 80s, it feels like. So at least we got that quote unquote 90s Freddy movie. And a lot of people, when you take the 3 90s slashers, Jason, Michael, and Freddy, I see a lot of people say that they think New Nightmare is the best out of those 3, objectively speaking. Yes. I wouldn't say it's my favorite out of the 3. It's certainly Curse of Michael Myers, hands down.
Yes,
but,
yes, for sure.
But I wouldn't argue that New Nightmare is the most. I mean, when you look at it, Joe Chappelle didn't give a fuck about Curse of Michael Myers. He just lucked out and got a bunch of weird shit that super fans would love, But New Nightmares, I mean, it's a Wes Craven film, and Wes Craven's a damn good filmmaker. So, and it's actually like, if we're being honest, this is going to make me sound like such an idiot Nightmare fan. My least favorite Heather Langenkamp performance is the original, so I like her more in this movie. Yeah. I like the.
She's a legitimately bad actress in the first. Sorry, Nick. She's legitimately a bad actress in the first movie.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I don't get it. There is a large section that says, she's my favorite final girl.
Yeah. Does anybody ever wonder why? Does anybody ever wonder why Heather Langenkamp never blew up? There's a reason for that.
Not even in other horror movies.
No.
I think she did some TV show but I don't know what she did with her career. Was she trying to make it big, or did she? I know she started she married that effects guy. Yeah.
If you ask Heather, she'll probably say, "No, I didn't want to be in movies." But if you ask agents and
prestige roles, that's for sure.
Yeah. She got into makeup, didn't she? She was doing makeup, I thought, on the kid who plays Dylan in New Nightmare on Pet Sematary.
Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. Now, the person, Heather, I love the person. Every time I see her in interviews, she seems like such a lovely person. The thing to me about the first Nightmare is I see a woman reading lines and trying. This is gonna make me sound like such an asshole because this is my favorite. But I'll tell you why I love her in New Nightmare. Okay, this is exactly why I love her. She's my favorite character in New Nightmare, without question. When she gets done with the television talk show and she is annoyed that she wants to leave and Robert is being the super, guy he is, signing all the kids' autographs. When you see her being like, come on, let's get the fuck out of here. Fuck those kids. I loved her because of that, because she showed herself as a human being who doesn't care about people. She actually makes me a fan of that movie because you don't see a whole lot of Freddie. So I like seeing the mom who's always annoyed, pissed off, doesn't really care about these movies. I love it. She's like John Carpenter in that movie to me, who just doesn't give a fuck. But
he's stalling Brandon. He's stalling Brandon because he's scared of what you're.
I completely forgot we were doing a ranking right now. So,
New Nightmare entirely. I love it.
Brandon, Okay, Brandon, you're going last. Nick, what is your number 4?
In keeping with the streak we've got going on, number 4 is Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I really do like this look. I really do like this look. But again, it is right next to the original for a reason, because you don't get a lot of the look. And it's just kind of like, cool, man. But it doesn't have enough screen time or enough presence for this to stand out to be a top 2, look of Freddy. It's good. It's damn good. It ain't top 3, and that's how I'll finish it.
All right, Brandon, do you need a minute to scratch out your list and rewrite it?
No, I do not.
Oh, shit. Okay, dude, just fucking get it out.
Number 4 for me is the Dream Master.
No! You son of a bitch!
Fuck! No!
Is this the taboo one, but the original's not? That's crazy.
I'm so mad about this.
You know what, dude? Whatever. You can fucking have Dream Master at number fucking 4 if you need it there. But I'm listening. What is your explanation for this?
It's more of the MTV era of Freddy. I fucking love that shit. I can't say enough good stuff about Dream Master Freddy. He's still got the dark Freddy edge, but he's definitely starting to, embrace that that cartoony Freddy without being too cartoony. He's never over the top in Dream Master. Dream Master really is the epitome of MTV era Freddy for me. And I love every bit of that shit. Number 4 is not bad out of the whole list of Freddys. And this Freddy, as with Dream Warriors, this Freddy looks like the essential version of Freddy, too, as far as like iconic Freddy is concerned. Maybe not as gnarled as he was in Dream Warriors, but not too far off from that either. Like it's 3, 4, and 5 as far as the consistency of character and looks go. If that makes any fucking sense.
You know
So,
what,
yeah.
Brandon, dude? I'm just seeing red right now. I don't know
I love
what
it.
the fuck you just said.
I love Dream Master.
Sauce looks kind of pissed off. Nick looks a little annoyed.
And this isn't just.
I'm depressed.
This is not just looks, though. It's the way.
Oh, I agree. That's fine.
No.
This is not just looks. I'm gonna Brandon, dude.
No, Christian, you got to give him the parent line. You're not angry, man. You're just disappointed.
I am disappointed.
I want to bleed all my blood right now.
All right. Well, let me set. Can I start this with number 3? Can I go?
I'm
first?
still waiting for one to start with, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh wait,
give it
Nick,
a
you
shot.
haven't. Wait up. Nick.
I haven't. No, I haven't started one yet.
Oh, you haven't started one?
No,
Perfect, Nick.
I've just
Okay.
been letting it roll. It's not a big deal. I'm just
gotta stop.
fucking
Okay.
with you.
Well, that's fine, Nick. Now you get to start this motherfucker at number 3. Please, please, please
man.
give me the right answer. What is your number 3?
Okay, so I really want to remain in lockstep with with Sauce, and I really don't want to piss Christian off, but I got to go off the sheet, man. I wrote it down beforehand, and I have the proof.
Just give me a second. Hold on. Just give me a second.
Number 3 is Dream Warriors.
Yes!
There's the reason.
Fuck yeah!
Dream Warrior. Everybody says Dream Warriors and Dream Master are the same. They're not.
The
They're
fucking
not.
same! They're different!
not the same. There is subtle differences in part 4s that I think are better. And when we get there, where my ranking is for that, I'll say what it is. But to the point that Brandon made, I'm going to use that as my reasoning for putting Dream Warriors below Dream Master, because Dream Master is the Freddy Krueger that you, your mom, your cousin, your brother, your uncle, and your dog knew, because that was the Freddy that was on the billboards and on TV and whatever else, wherever else you saw Freddy fucking Krueger, it was Dream Master Freddy Krueger. So that is why Dream Warriors has got to be before that.
Yeah, for my number 3, I'm going to have to agree, and it's Dream Warriors. It's the fine details, and I'm going with Dream Warriors.
Sauce, keep it going.
Come on, you son of... What? What?
My
What'd he
number
say?
3 is Dream Warriors.
Ah!
Go.
Motherfucker! God damn!
So
I already know where your number 1 is going to be, so Sauce and I are going to have the exact same list.
my top 3 is very tough to explain without having them all kind of revealed. I guess to an extent, but like when I earlier I was saying about like these 3, the ones that are left, they share the most DNA to me. But it's like it's DNA. It's like it's almost like an evolution of. Although my list doesn't show that, it's interesting. I'm fucking rambling, but it's great. I mean, Dream Warriors it's a little different than the previous, than Freddy's Revenge. Not quite the same as Nick said as Dream Master, but it's nice. It's, to me, it's damn near Freddy, at the height of his powers. But like you said, it's not the one that everybody knows. It's just before. It's just a little off, but it's still amazing. It's very cool to look at. And that's all I have to say.
Now, Brandon.
Stop the count. We're done. Stop it.
Brandon, are you?
It's Dream Warriors.
Really?
For number 3 is Dream Warriors.
Holy shit!
Yeah!
Look at Brandon!
Yeah, well,
Good Brandon, round of applause! Yeah!
but you're applauding him just so he can break your heart with number 2, Christian.
I'll kill
But-
you.
True. That's true.
You know what, though? I'm going to listen to Brandon. I'm going to see what he has to say. So, Brandon...
Yes.
Hit it.
Dream Warriors Freddy is really the best of the MTV era of Freddy. Like, he's not really full-blown MTV Freddy in full effect, but he's really got the DNA of what would eventually make Part 4 Freddy what he was. It's just that this version of Freddy is more in line with part 2 Freddy than he is with part 5 Freddy, if that makes any sense. Where part 4 Freddy was really the balanced mix of 3 and 5, if that makes any sense. I think in Dream Warriors, he's really starting to evolve into what we've come to know as the iconic Freddy.
Right.
He feels more like classic Freddy with a healthy added dose of MTV Freddy. I'm sorry to keep saying MTV Freddy 100 fucking times, but I think that's why this Freddy wins over 4 for me. And as far as his characterization goes, the attitude of Freddy in Dream Warriors is a good mix for me, what I think of 2 and 4. He's not, I can't even put into words what I'm trying to say here. He's decently witchy, but he's also becoming the more streamlined version of Freddy from part 4 without the extra cheese of 5 and 6. So Dream Warriors is my favorite. Is my third favorite Freddy. I totally just bunked that up, but I can't even explain correctly what I'm trying to say here.
I think I can. Go ahead, Brandon.
He's just the perfect mix of 2 and 4 for me. I think that's what it is. He's still early enough to be formidable and scary, but he's also MTV enough to be iconic and what we've come to know Freddy as for.
So at this point, it's pretty obvious where we're going. So let me just go. We're going to finish this out, okay? Everybody's going to finish out their ranking. Number 2 for me is Dream Master. Dream Master was when I felt that Freddy, in like a fourth wallish way, realized he had an audience with what he was doing. And that design, as weird as it sounds, like it seemed like Robert lost a little weight when he did this one from 3, and that skeletal lean, the way the makeup fell on his face, the lighting of everything in here. This is the Freddy to me. This is the billboard Freddy. This is the Freddy that they used on the cover of the Nintendo game. This is the Freddy this is just the Freddy. This was the Freddy makeup used during the television show. This became worldwide sensational Freddy. And I thank God it was this one, because I love this makeup so much. This look of Freddy is quintessential to me. When I think of Freddy, I think of part 4. Boom, right to my head. That's the Freddy I think of. It's not my favorite, but that's the one I think of in general. That's the public's friend, Freddy Krueger. But the number 1 look of Freddy, without question, is the devil himself. It's almost not Freddy. This is somebody else that did this, but it's Freddy's revenge.
You dropping 2 and 1?
Well, we already know. So
I guess that's true.
Yeah, that's how we do it. Yeah, once we get to 2, we just go 2 and then 1.
So, Nick, because we got to save Brandon for last to hear him out. But Nick or Sauce, let's go.
To piggyback off of what you said, number 2 for me is going to be the Dream Master, and my 1 and my 2 it's very cut and dry why they are 1 and 2. Dream Master is number 2 is because that is Freddy Krueger. That's the Freddy you know. I mean, that's the face. That's the look. And this is the movie. A lot of people will make the argument that it was Dream Warriors where Robert really leaned heavily into this role and almost like the stand-up comic MTV Freddy. There are moments of that in Dream Warriors, but it did not come out in full bore until this movie. I think that this is when Robert was in full control of this role. And it's the Freddy everyone knows. And then number 1 is Freddy's Revenge. And it's Freddy's Revenge because it is still, to this day, the scariest on-screen representation of Freddy Krueger, in my opinion. I think that the nose, the hat, the stripes on the fucking arms, finally. I mean, everything about the look in Freddy's Revenge is just money. So Dream Masters 2 because it's Freddy everyone knows. Freddy's Revenge is 1 because it's the fucking devil.
The devil.
Yep.
Sauce?
Dream Master is number 2. I did briefly consider switching my 2 and 1. But ultimately I decided not to because it is a favorite. It's not just, clearly this is the best and here's why. you know, it's my favorite, and here's why. And like Nick said, he's fucking terrifying looking in part 2. You know, just that weird, like that real life Avatar kind of thing plays into it, I guess. But like, and a lot of people shit on him, like coming into the real world, like jumping, you know, out of the deck or whatever the fuck. And that scene with the kids, even though some of the kids are bigger than he is, like he's a fucking bad motherfucker.
Oh man,
you know. And so that portrayal, that kind of something, and the eyes are different. He's got like yellowish eyes, I think, in this one. That they kind of dropped that after, like, you know, I think he goes back to his normal eye color after that. But to talk about Dream Master a little bit, not to gloss over that, like, it's like you guys have all said, it's quintessential Freddy. It's Dream Warriors Freddy plus a little, like, I feel like they baked in some hatred into the makeup somehow. I don't know, maybe they were just having like a real bad day when they started molding those.
But fucking do this shit.
He throws this shit all over the fucking studio, you fucking prick. You know, but it's just good. And as far as that performance goes, I agree. Like, that's when because Dream Warriors is the first time he's able to kind of have fun with it. So that's his first time. He's not allowed to lean into it. He's kind of just, well, let's try this. 4, he absolutely got to fucking go full throttle, balls to the wall, doing a lot of the funny shit, the stand-up comedy shit that one of you guys said, without being hokey and cheesy. I don't know. Dream Master seems to have gotten a bad rap in recent years. It's been kind of lumped in with Dream Child and Freddy's Dead when it absolutely should not be. It's to me, it's a pretty fucking strong sequel to Dream Warriors.
It's miles better than 5 and 6, I think.
Yeah,
like I really do think. Although the 5 has its merits, I'm telling you, the drop off is steep from 4 to 5. I really do think so.
Yeah, it's steep, but it's not a drop big enough to where it would kill you.
No,
Meet me
no.
halfway.
That's why I said it has its merits. 5 does have its merits, and I have not seen the uncut version, so I'm speaking on what I have seen.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm not jaded. I would never dare say it's not a dip, but 4
and I just gotta say,
yeah.
Sauce, we did it. We did it.
Fuck yeah,
we
baby!
Did it. From front to back, we had the same ranking, but I will tell you, when we talk about our 5 specific looks, once Brandon wraps his, we are not going to agree, Sauce, because you let something slip earlier that you're not going to like on mine.
Uh-oh.
But Brandon,
Yes,
explain it to us, my friend.
I promise you guys this list is sincere. I'm not doing this just to be weird, but my number 2 is Freddy's Revenge.
Whoa!
Oh God!
Whoa!
Christian, walk.
With number 1 being New Nightmare. And
hold on, Brandon. Hold on. Go ahead.
What? Oh, I get front page. This is awkward now.
Yes, sir.
Get front page.
Okay, well, whatever you want to call the eras of classic Freddy, 1984 to 1990. The version of Freddy in part 2 is the king of classic Freddy Krueger. He's the scariest version of Freddy Krueger to date. He's probably the only version of Freddy Krueger that's actually legitimately scary, if that makes any sense. And I just think his makeup is perfect. It's gnarled, it's grisly. The facts that it's so detailed, it's so textured, and the fact that he wears those fucking orange contact lenses, he just seems like a demon straight from fucking hell. And it's that fucking crooked, gnarled, hooked witch nose. I love that shit in Freddy's Revenge. It seems to be the most prominently featured hook nose, because I know they kind of keep the hook nose going forward from 2 on, but in part 2 it seems so hooked and so witch. He seems almost like a monster out of a fucking like folk tale. And just that fucking shot of him through the flames in that movie when he's looking at what's her face and he's making that face. That's Freddy Krueger at his scariest. I mean, he's on a mission in part 2, and he's fucking
fucker.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost like Freddy Krueger and Freddy's Revenge is not even human anymore. He's just freaky in this movie. And like if New Nightmare didn't exist, this would be my number one. I'll say that for sure. If New Nightmare didn't exist, Freddy's Revenge would be my number one for sure.
Man, you snuck New Nightmare through to the end on me. I didn't see that coming. That legitimately shocked me.
Brandon, you have the floor. Explain your love for
New Nightmare is top tier Freddy for me. Demon Freddy, if we're calling him that, from Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Everything about this version of the character, I think, are the best parts of Freddy. While at the same time, like abandoning the goofier aspects of the MTV era of Freddy, which I still love, but this is more of a demon taking on the form of Freddy, right? So I get the argument that could be made in favor of saying this movie isn't really even a part of the franchise, but it is, and we're ranking it. So with that said, I have to rank him accordingly. And with that said, it's New Nightmare Freddy. He's top tier. His depiction is just, it's dark, it's menacing. Everything from the original film amplified. The boogeyman creep factor is amplified. I love how he acts in the movie, how he interacts with Dylan, how he interacts with Nancy. Just everything about this Freddy is fucking awesome. He's not as scary as Part 2 Freddy by a long shot, but the big black trench coat, the reversed color striping on the sweater, the white contacts, the exposed muscle tissue for the makeup job instead of the traditional burns. I fucking love that shit. You have to give it to New Nightmare Freddy for being different and scary at the same time. It didn't even really seem like Robert Englund in the film. That's how good of a job he did at changing Freddy, portraying him differently. I think he breathed a whole new terrifying life into Freddy for this film. And it's with that said, it's got to be New Nightmare for me for the fucking win. But like I said, if this movie didn't exist, it would definitely be part 2. But New Nightmare Freddy, there's just something about it. And that green hat kicks fucking ass too.
Yeah. So I don't think any of us mentioned it, but that glove is
beautiful. The glove.
It's gorgeous.
That organic glove is the shit.
Brandon, I've been trying to look lately online to find a good bust of I think he's referred to in the movie as he's referred to on the script as the entity,
yes,
so to speak. I've wanted to get a good bust of that. I've yet to come across one that I can't live without, but the glove is cool. You know what, Brandon? He is. Granted, what we had him at, like, the rest of us I closed up the tab already, but the rest of us had him at number 4. So it's like he's top tier for us. But you know what, dude? I'm okay with this. That is a badass Freddy. I'll give it to you. At least you had number 2 at 2. If you would have had him anywhere else, I wouldn't be here tomorrow.
And speaking of which, a little bit off topic. Somebody makes, I forgot what artist it is, but somebody makes a badass silicone New Nightmare glove, and I think it's like $1,100 fucking dollars. But you see it pop up here and there, and it's awesome. If I could chill out that kind of cash, it's awesome. It
better be for that money.
It may not be that fucking much, but it's up there. But if I can find it and buy it one day, I'm gonna buy that shit because if you see it, snatch it because you don't see them very often.
So, Christian,
yeah, what's up?
Are we gonna run through now and give 5 of our favorite specific Freddy look, transformation, mutation type things? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, let's do rounds of 2s, and that the way they'll make your last one your all-time favorite special look of Freddy.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, so 5 for me, Chef Freddy. 4 for me.
Hold on.
Okay.
Getting references. Take a second. Tell the people.
Chef Freddy.
Tell the people what's cool about this.
What? It's fucking Chef Freddy.
Tell the people why you picked it. Yeah.
It's look, the kind of proper chef look with Freddy Krueger is just awesome in and of itself. The context in the movie makes it that much more iconic and memorable. Chef Freddy's great. I mean, it's great. I think it's one of the best things about the Dream Child. I love that little segment.
Bon appetit, bitch.
Yes. And number 4 for me is Super Freddy. I will not bang the drum and say, listen, guys, you have to understand with these are like, I would say maybe guilty pleasures. I don't even know what you would call them. I would never put Super Freddy near Freddy's Revenge's look or
guilty
Dream
pleasure is
Master.
cool. I can dig that. I like it as a guilty pleasure, but I can never take it seriously.
Yes, it's so fucking corny, but you're kidding yourself. You're lying to yourself if you say it's not memorable. You're lying to yourself.
Super Freddy.
Yeah, that's number 4 for me. So those are my first 2. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I will reiterate that Chef Freddy is among some of my favorites. That's him just leaning into his own kill. Like, he's clearly enjoying what he's doing, and I think it's hysterical. And let's see, another one I really like from Dream Warriors. I gotta go with the Puppeteer Freddy. That the first time I watched it, I thought to myself, "Oh shit, that's a little creepy." So the Puppeteer Freddy is going to be up there for me. I think that is among the coolest things that Freddy did in the movies. So Chef Freddy and Puppeteer Freddy. So Sauce, was that one of yours? Do you want to go next? Since it sounded like you kind of...
Yeah, I'll go next, and I'll say that this one didn't make my list at first. And just honorable mention real quick. It doesn't count, but Nurse Freddy from Part 4. I know he's not like, decked out in Freddy makeup, but it's still Robert Englund as the fucking, yeah. It's so unnerving to see him like in drag like that.
It is.
It's cool.
Yeah.
But my number 5 is going to be Baby Freddy. Sorry, Christian, but
this is top 5. What do you mean? Sorry.
It's top 5, but it's 5.
Okay. I'm happy you had it on there.
And number 4 is Puppet Freddy. But I mean, Baby Freddy's fucking cool, but to me, it just doesn't hold a candle to what's coming. I love Baby Freddy. Yeah.
Okay. So we got Baby
we
Freddy and Puppet Freddy, correct? That's your 5 and 4?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, Brandon.
Special looks. Number 5 for me is going to be Beach Day Freddy from Dream Master. And I get that it's just him putting the fucking sunglasses on, but when he puts those sunglasses on and they have that close-up shot where he's smiling, that's the fucking iconic MTV Freddy. That's childhood Freddy. That's the Freddy you want to get together with on Friday night and go bowling with. I love that fucking look. Again, it's not Chef Freddy, it's not Puppet Freddy, but that's got to be number 5 for me. It's just that simple sunglasses, Beach Day Freddy. Love it.
Good job.
And number 4 has got to be Super Freddy from Dream Child for sure.
Yeah.
I love that version of Freddy. It's not Robert Englund playing the part in that scene, but it's awesome nonetheless.
Faster than a bastard, man.
Yeah. I've got to get me a Super Freddy action figure because I know they exist. I just got to get one.
Hold on, pimp. A little detour on this video.
Every week, Sauce, he just puts us to shame with all the shit he has.
Oh, I'll say this though, I don't even bother with like the action figures and shit.
I have the greatest wife in the world. She got me this Comic-Con exclusive from 2014, Super Freddy.
Nice. Look at that.
Yep. It's pretty goes for a pretty penny now, but this is my dream child, NECA Super Freddy.
Unreal.
It's actually pretty fucking awesome.
That's killer.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go to number 3 and 2. Nicholas, let me get the tab pulled up, Nicholas. That way I can show what you're gonna say. Go ahead and you can let us know.
Number 3 is going to be Puppet Freddy.
All right.
It's already been mentioned. That shit's scary. I just don't care what anybody says. I don't care. Oh, I've heard people say in their reviews of this movie, oh, the effects just don't age well. Shut the fuck up. That is creepy.
It's so cool.
It's cool as shit. I love Puppet Freddy. Number 2, this is going to be the one that pisses Sauce off. And I am so sorry. It's Demon Freddy from Freddy vs. Jason.
Fuck you.
Look, listen, I don't like the movie either. And maybe it's just the way it's lit and the way it's shot.
God damn, son.
Mean as fuck.
This makes me angry.
Damn, boy.
Seeing that makes me angry. I hate it. It's not
I don't
Freddy
like
Krueger.
that movie. It's not.
Off.
It's not. but I like Demon Freddy. I do. I think that is, in my opinion. Can you at least meet me halfway and say that that's the best look of Freddy in that movie?
I love it.
Yes, yeah.
It's not on my
Out
list,
of
but I love it.
just a bunch of just different piles of shit mushed together.
It's the least stinky. It's the least
most
stinky.
solid one. Yeah.
Yes, I think I've always really liked it. It's one of the only things about Freddy versus Jason that I can genuinely say I really like that. There's a lot in that movie that's
great.
dog shit.
So,
but I'm
gonna say, just aside from the Freddy talk, I hope we get to see some of Christian's search history as he's typing. In these fucking,
I'm typing fast, baby.
God.
I'm typing fast.
But
so you were Puppet Freddy, and then you just came in clutch with Demon Freddy from Freddy. Great choice.
Yes, sir.
So I'm trying to think of mine. I'm kind of thinking of mine on the fly, so to speak. I gotta go. Let me see if it pulls up. I've got to go with this is actually it. No, this is not it. No, this is not it. Let me see if I can find it.
Are you looking for the slug from Freddy versus Jason?
No.
Bus driver from Freddy's Dead?
I want Freddy's Dead. Here it is. Here it is.
No,
Freddy's Dead. Bus driver Freddy.
Motion.
I can't help myself, guys. That's my favorite shot of Freddy in Freddy's Dead is when he's driving the bus. I think that's probably the coolest sequence from the whole movie besides Carlos.
Isn't he like fucking driving it like this? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. It's so hammy. Yeah.
Like a madman. I think it's the best shot of the movie besides Carlos's head blowing up. Yeah. When he's driving the bus, I thought that was shot manically and fast, and I thought it worked. What can I say? My number, what is this? Number two. My number 2 has to be Worm Freddy from the Dream Warriors. I think it's hard not to have that on your list, quite frankly. I think it's haunting and creepy and terrifying. And I mean, what do you do if that comes at you? You know, I mean, that's Worm Freddy.
I wish they had stuck with the flesh tones.
The flesh tones, yeah. I agree. I think that would have been something, you know. I thought I saw a picture of this looks like before they changed the color.
Yeah.
That's freaky. Holy shit. But I mean, and even though it's Freudian, sure, it's still terrifying. So I got to have a Worm Freddy at my number 2. My number 1 is actually very simple, but I think it's one of the freakiest shots in the entire series. So I'll get there, but Sauce, let's save you last. Brandon, how about your number 3 and number 2 favorite looks of Freddy from the series?
Special looks. Number 3 is going to be TV Freddy from Dream Warriors.
Bastard.
That's a good one.
He comes out of that TV and he says, "Welcome to primetime, bitch." That you can't get more iconic than that. So number 3 is going to be TV Freddy from Dream Warriors, and number 2 is going to be claymation skeleton Freddy from Dream Warriors when he's fighting the dad and stuff. So that Jason and the Argonauts Freddy just kicks fucking ass. No explanation needed. That shit just charms you.
That is a great sequence too, and that really is Ray Harryhausen to a T.
Mm-hmm.
You know, great choice. Great choice. Freddy is a skeleton. All right,
we got it all.
Steak Sauce, man. Where are we going with your number 3? Best look. This is crunch time now.
So number 3, I'm going with Long Arm Freddy from the original.
Okay.
Like I said it earlier, that's to me probably one of the coolest shots of the first movie. Like, and it shouldn't work because literally they're just fucking, we got fishing line on these things, you know, but it works perfect. It looks wrong. Like, look at that picture with like the silhouette. Like, I don't even know. It's fucked up looking, man.
Yeah.
Like, because the arms aren't quite arm looking, I guess. So like it totally throws off what that is.
It gives off like, I don't want to use the term Slender Man, but that kind of nightmarish fake figure thing. Oh man, it is freaky, especially since it's just the outline of him and you don't see details of him. Oh, I do love that.
And then my number 2, I'm gonna go with just Brainhead Freddy from Freddy's
Oh
Revenge.
man,
Just fucking the shot of him pulling the fucking skin back, showing his brain.
I love
it's
Freddy
so
Krueger.
fucking cool, and it's such a small shot, I guess. But
you've got the body.
I've got
God
the brain.
damn, man.
And the fucking the laugh before Jesse wakes up, like that picture. It's a great little scene. You know,
Oh.
not a big one, but I think it's an impactful one.
Do you guys ever? I mean, obviously we've talked about Freddy's Dead so much. Do you ever watch it sometimes and just really stop and think to yourself, why is this movie so fucking scary and good? It's just its own thing, man. Like how it's insane to think about sometimes how good it is. You know?
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Is like I know that like this little bubble is different, but I still think the overarching opinion is that's a bad movie, and Jack Shoulder did a bad job, and he changed the mythology. There was no mythology. This was the second movie, you know. And I do kind of like the
You changed the mythology, Steak. Shut up.
But like, he's like, I feel no compunction to listen to what Wes Craven did. I wanted to do my own thing.
Yeah, Wes
That's
Craven bitches about the fucking pool scene, which is one of the best scenes in the
so
franchise.
cool. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah,
I don't care
like,
about you, but it's not supposed
sorry,
to be the real world.
Sorry, Wes. Sorry, you're upset that one of the
Hush.
best scenes in the franchise wasn't from you. I'm so sorry.
I would argue that the majority of the best scenes in the franchise aren't from him.
Exactly.
For a guy that's had to be the only guy that's had multiple bites of the apple, you know, come up so short. Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Okay, so that was your number 2, Saucy?
Yep.
Okay, so Brett, if we did you, right? It's Nick's turn for
numero uno.
Okay, what is your number 1 favorite look of Freddy Krueger? Special look.
Oh, you know. You already know. You already know. Just type it in. You know it. Grab the bust. Put that bitch on the desk.
He loves the through the wall Freddy from the remake. That's his top
baby
tier.
Freddy.
Okay, we can do a special, you know.
Yeah, because I feel like Christian might be going there too. So mine's Baby Freddy.
Not necessarily. Actually, no, I'm not. I didn't want. I felt no one would take me seriously if I did it.
It's just so memorable. I agree. Goddamn memorable. Look how ugly that fucker is. Yeah, it's disgusting.
When you actually get to see the actual prop, because this is David Miller who did it, who made I mean, this is his COA. When you actually see it, it's like a whole new appreciation in like actually getting a good look at it. You know?
I just want to step on it. Like, I just want to step on it. Like
it's disgusting.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, God.
Is it the coolest look? No. But goddamn, if that's not memorable. I mean, look at that nasty.
I knew a kid in like elementary school that looked like that.
I feel like we all did, you know, but we don't want to admit it. But yeah. If you have a kid that looks like that, do the humane thing. Step on it.
Put it in
just
the lake.
Kidding. But Jesus Christ, it's ugly. So that's my number 1.
I dig it. Brandon, we're gonna save you for I might save you for last because I have a feeling Brandon is going to go to the 90s for something. I could be wrong. Sauce, brother. Number 1, special look of Freddy.
So my number 1, now I'm going to read it just the way I wrote it down. Penis Snake Freddy.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeager was onto something, man. This movie, he fucking... I mean, I guess he kind of made his career on 2 and 3, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, like he did such good work that he kind of like he got Chucky off of that. Tales from the Crypt, I'm sure, off of that. You know,
hopefully it pops up on Google Images. Here's somewhat of an image of it. It's a precursor image. My favorite part is the end of part 2 when Freddy starts to melt from the love he gets from what's her name? Kim Myers.
Lisa.
Lisa. It's that just that wax bust of Freddy melting at the end is it's kind of beautiful almost. Just the way that thing starts to melt, and just look at that. Just Freddy as he's at the beginning stages of melting. It's just
real quick. Go to the left one.
What do you mean, this right here?
So like no, right next to the one in your house. Yeah, that one. Look how fucking ugly he is.
That's the
He's
shot.
Yo,
Dude, that's disgusting.
That's through the flames.
Oh god,
that's why that's number one.
Jesus Christ. Dude, I swear. I mean, I'm not bullshitting. If I saw that, I'm running.
Okay, Kristen, real quick. That shot you're looking at right now, that freaky ass shot that we're looking at right now, he changes expression in that shot in the film. And if you can scroll down, you might find it. He does another expression in that same exact shot, and it's fucking 10 times freakier than that snarl. It's not gonna show. He looks like
I don't see Robert Englund in that makeup.
No.
Me neither.
Show up, but
And
there's
this
an
is the only
expression
one, I
that
think.
looks terrifying, but it's not going to show up. Of course not. Now that we're looking for it.
I mean, you could almost call just this sequence my number one of the entire franchise. But the melting face at him at the end of part 2 is just it's like almost like art to me, the way he melts. But oh god damn, man.
Oh, rest in peace,
Well,
Rowan
Brandon.
Kincaid.
Oh,
Brandon,
Jesus.
what curve?
Oh my god, is this it? Is that it? Is that it?
The shot.
Oh my god, that's fuck. Look at his eyes.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, that's like Pennywise from 1990 almost, right? Like that almost. I want to talk.
Yeah.
You know, you see where I was going?
That's freaky shit.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. And people want to say that this isn't the best of the series.
I see a little bit of part 2 Tarman in the eyes.
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, yeah, because the big eyes kind of.
Yeah. Yep.
Jesus Christ,
Weird.
Brandon, you're right, dude. Look at that.
That's
That fucking freaky or what?
yeah.
That's
part 2
horrifying.
is so good.
It's Jesus. I gotta watch this movie again.
I'm watching. It's what I'm going to do when we're done.
That
Here.
pool party sequence deserves its own full length video, by the way.
You're right.
But
Are
it
you
breaks
gonna-
the rules.
It doesn't, and I have a theory on that too.
Dude, I literally I got goosebumps. Because I've seen this movie a million times, but to see this shot that you're talking about, I think I can actually zoom in on it too.
Split Dog says to cram it.
Oh
God, dude.
Yeah.
I
That's what
can't get over it.
He first catches homegirl looking at him through the fire, and he's like, he's looking at that before he snarls at her. It's shit's crazy looking.
It's like the creeper from Jeepers Creepers. He's honed in on who he wants or who he's attracted
Victor
to.
Salva or the creeper?
The creeper.
Oh, okay.
Oh Jesus! All right, Brandon. Let me zoom back out.
What's the curveball you're throwing, Brandon?
It's
Can
not.
I guess, Brandon?
Sure, you're not going to be right, but you can guess.
I think that you tell me if it almost made your list.
Okay.
Did you not love Devil Horn Freddy in New Nightmare when he starts getting the devil horns?
I love that look for sure, but my biggest problem with that look is he starts doing that stupid ass tongue thing and his mouth starts getting huge.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's cool.
The end of that movie reminds me of the end of Tales from the Hood. Like,
with the weird, it's kind of like a weird layered CG stuff going on. The early CG, yeah. But I have to give it up for that, like that fallen Greek ruins layer he has in New Nightmare. That shit's awesome.
The set is fucking sweet, but like the end, like his demise is awful.
But as far as special looks goes, my number one's going to be Demonic Freddy from Freddy vs. Jason.
Whoa!
I fucking love that look. I'm lukewarm on the film. I like it less as time goes on, but that Demon Freddy look, even the close up of the teeth that you guys don't like, I love that shit. The sharp fucking fang teeth, and you see like the cold breath of hell come out, dude. I love that shit. I think that it would have been cool to see that version of Freddy through the gritty lens of one of the '80s films. But yeah, I think it's plausible. I mean, Freddy had been in hell for a long time at this point in the story, right? So it makes sense to me that version of Freddy, when he gets pissed off, turns into Nightmare Demon Freddy. So yeah, with that said, that's my favorite special look by Freddy.
Brandon, I always
broke
knew
my
you were a
heart
man of
twice.
taste in class.
I try.
You broke my
Sometimes.
heart twice.
Brandon,
in one
I
night.
can't.
I'm sorry.
I can't get a grip on you.
Ew.
It happens.
You know,
He's a slippery little devil.
I can't. Every time you go left, I think you're going right. It's just
and I promise you, it's sincere.
Of course, I would never question that. You know, it's fun, man. I just I really thought that everybody was gonna take Dream Warriors over the Master, and I thought I was the psycho, but I guess I was surprised that Nick and Sauce agreed.
Just wait for the comments. We'll be the psychos in the comments. It's totally fine.
And again, let's be honest. From number 7 up through 1, I love every version of that Freddy's. You know, so
yeah.
Can I give an honorable mention real quick? Just indulge me for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I got this picture pulled up again because, like, literally, I can't get over it.
Yeah, you got to save that shit.
Oh,
yeah, Christian's taking that to the bathroom after this.
No, dude, are you kidding me? Like, I don't want to see this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, Brandon, what do we got, man? We do some on anybody after this too. If you want to throw out some that you're thinking about, but go ahead, Brandon, lead us off.
Okay, well, I need to give an honorable mention to the terrible fucking version of Freddy Krueger from the Goldbergs. It was awesome, dude. It was awesome that Robert Englund returned to the role, and the scene that he was in, the scene itself wasn't terrible in and of itself. I mean, I don't watch the Goldberg show, so I really don't have a scope of the show itself. I've only seen that scene.
That's so bad.
My big issue with that scene is almost entirely visual, right? Like, Christian, you got up right there. So the makeup he's wearing in that scene looks like a silicone mask of Freddy. It doesn't look like Robert Englund's wearing traditional makeup, which he is, I think, but it looks like a silicone mask. The way his lips look and the areas like around the eyes, there's just like a lot of stuff that looks unfinished and bad about the makeup job. And if I'm being honest, Englund looks a bit too heavy in this scene, which I get naturally comes with age and stuff. I get it. But the cameo just feels and looks rushed to me, when like that stuff shouldn't have happened. If they were going to do this, they should have done it right, and it should have been meticulously executed, and it wasn't. If this were an actual part of the ranking, which thank God it's not, it would be right above Pedophile Freddy and right before Freddy's Dead Freddy. That's how much I hate this fucking look. So, rant over.
Now he
does he have black eyes?
He looks like a fat old man.
Yeah, like this, the makeup looks unfinished. Like the eyes and the lips look fucking weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about. I don't know what happened, but
so that picture with the chick from Reno 911, that looks good.
I think that,
but yeah, they lit it terribly.
Zooming on his mouth, talking, it looks like a butthole. If you can,
it's kind of hard to on here.
Yeah, it's so wonky looking, man.
There it is.
She's got mouth like anus.
I think he could still. Seeing this though, I feel the electricity.
If he would lose a little bit of weight, he could still play Freddy. He can get a stunt double to play Freddy and doing all the stunts, but he could still do all the talking stuff. Lose like 15 pounds and come play for you. You know what I mean?
So here we are, fucking body shaming. We're gonna body shame.
Yes.
That's how you get thin, stupid.
Body shaming.
You get shamed into it.
Hey, so really quick, let's. Do you guys have some honorable mentions you'd like to bring up, or you like to think about?
I threw mine out at the top before I started the countdown. I mean, Nurse Freddy.
The only one I didn't say was Penis Freddy. You know, the worm. So that's the only one that comes to mind for me.
I would have liked. I should have brought up Motorcycle Freddy. That he really is not talked about enough.
That's a great sequence.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like seeing Robert Englund as one of the mental patients in 5.
Maniacs. They're maniacs.
Maniacs. Robert's just a creepy, especially back then. He's just a creepy looking dude.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's all his non-Freddy roles. He's like some kind of weirdo.
I got a question for you guys. Judging by your lists, our rankings right now, if we were ranking the films themselves, would your list be really different, radically different, or would it be pretty much the same?
I deleted my list, so I can't look back at it. I know the top end of it would be pretty much the same.
Because I feel like mine would be totally different if I was ranking the films.
Mine's not far off.
Not far off.
I like 5 as a movie a little more than I like that would be up higher.
It's good. It's so underrated, man. There's good
agree.
stuff to mine in that film, I think.
Yeah, and at one point I had a copy of the uncut version, and
nice.
It doesn't add a whole lot. Like, it's not much longer, but you get to see some of the impact. You get to see like the tailpipe stab into the Dan's calf.
It's brutal. You feel it.
Very cool. And like Christian said earlier, like you see him feeding the guts to Greta. Dumb
also,
little shit like that helps.
The motorcycle sequence is longer too, right? Like there's more of the pipes going into his arms and shit. Yeah, dude, that movie.
Hey, if anybody goes on my channel and types in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5 Laserdisc versus DVD, I did it and it's still up there, and you can see those sequences on my channel.
Nice.
I have them all on there, and yes, the motorcycle scene is longer. Not only the extended gore, but like just some of the shots pan longer before they cut.
Right. Yeah, that sequence kicks ass. It's also kind of curious that the title card in that movie doesn't say Part 5. Isn't that weird?
Just strange. One of the things I love about Part 5 too, I almost wanted to put. Let me see if I can find an image of it. Freddy Krueger hand seatbelt. Part 5.
Yeah.
When he melts his hand with
bad year, Dan.
I can't find a picture of it, but like when he literally melts his hand with the wine, shoves it on the truck, and then turns his arm into a seatbelt. I mean, imagine in some weird alternate reality, that's your life at that moment, and this fucking crazy dude literally melts his own hand off, shoves it on the door, and turns into a seatbelt right next to you. I mean, that is insanity. I love that sequence. I think, man, if 5 had a different story.
Yeah, the baby stuff kind of weighed it down, I think.
I still don't totally understand it, but the sequences are, dude, they're there. Greta and Dan are some of the best. I love them.
Yeah.
I love that movie, but I still rank Freddy's Dead a little bit higher. Maybe that's criminal. I just love that Looney Tunes Freddy's Dead for what it is. It just,
where he pushes the wagon with the spikes. Like, obviously it's absolutely just like, yeah, Bugs Bunny, get it?
Yeah.
But it's so funny.
And I love Carlos's head explosion. I think that's the best sequence, quite frankly.
Humping the blackboard.
I know Brandon doesn't like Freddy's Dead.
I love Roseanne and Tom Arnold in that movie. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I do love Roseanne.
So let's do this now. So
she was right too.
She was.
You know what I mean.
She was right. So we had a couple friends. Ken, Mid-Level Media, wanted to be here, and Born to Be Red Garrett wanted to be here as well. They could not, but they sent me some videos to let us know their favorite looks of Freddy. I haven't seen these, so I just exported them, and we're gonna find out together what I put them both together. We're gonna find out what they are. So here we go.
Hey, what's up, guys? Garrett at Born to Be Rat here. Sorry I couldn't be with you guys tonight. I'm sure you guys are killing it over there, ranking the Freddys. So when it comes to Freddy Krueger, my absolute favorite Freddy is Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Man, that look of Freddy is awesome. He's got that witch nose, those eyes. Man, that's the scariest Freddy to me from the time I was a kid until the time now. And I just want to give my 2 cents on what my favorite look of Freddy Krueger is, and I kind of wish we had that look in some of the other movies. But man, Part 2 Elm Street Freddy is my number 1.
Hey, what's up, guys, with the Uneeda Horror Podcast. This is Ken from Mid-Level Media, and Christian asked me to send in my favorite look of Freddy. And look, I really had to think about this one. I'm sure you guys have got some great choices, but I'm going to give you the number 1 pick right here. It's got to be Freddy from Dream Master. First off, this is my favorite Nightmare film. This has got to be my favorite Nightmare film. I really had to go with the heart on this one. I love the look of Freddy in this. I think the makeup is the best. I think the performance, I think Robert Englund is having the most fun in this movie. Like, the one-liners are insane. I love all the one-liners. You got "How Sweet, Fresh Meat," "Welcome to Wonderland, Alice," "You Shouldn't Have Buried Me, I'm Not Dead." Like, that's such a sinister line. He delivers it so perfectly. "How's This for a Wet Dream?" I love Soul Food. I love how much Freddy is in the daylight in this one, but he's in the daylight, but he's still scary. So I love that as well, because on all the other movies before this, he was in the darkness most of the time. So I love Freddy in the daylight. I think the makeup looks great. I love the stance of Robert Englund in this one. I just love the swagger. He's just so confident. He just carries himself so well. So look, it's got to be, like I said, I'm sure you guys have got some great picks, but it's got to be Dream Master for me. I just love the look of Freddy and Dream Master. But look, a close second. I hope you guys are going to talk about this, or you're going to give this look the respect it deserves. But a close second, it's got to be Super Freddy. Come on, you guys got to be talking about Super Freddy tonight. But look, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys inviting me on here to give my best Freddy look and performance. And look, have a good show, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I really wonder if he was fucking with the Super Freddy. I'm not sure about Ken. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, guys, I think this is the end of the road. The truth has been said tonight. Brandon, you are on the outskirts, but you stand proud.
Things got heated.
Am I right? Brandon,
I do.
Are you deflated, Brandon? Are you just like, you know what, dude? Why can't I be cool too? Is that what's going through your mind right now?
Yeah, 3.
You know what's kind of what I'm thinking is weird is we ranked the masks of Michael Myers, and then we ranked the Jason's overall, and now we're ranking Freddy's overall. We didn't rank the Michael Myers in this way.
That's what I'm saying. But my boy doesn't get any fucking love. So
it might be time to go
back. I'm
Might
gonna
be
walk.
time to go back.
Do we need to rank the performance?
I think it's important.
Halloween is horror's version of Lord of the Rings. It's just a dude walking for 26 movies. You get me? Michael Myers? What?
Yeah. I'm usually one to bust Nick's balls, but Sauce is doing a better job than me.
Yeah, I mean, I know Jason. There's so much more character development with Jason. Like, we should really dig deeper into Jason and what he does aside from lumber around like a mongoloid fucking reject.
He was a troubled boy.
A mongoloid.
He's still
We
got
don't
a
say
heart.
that now.
Regardless. No, I think that Christian does have the right instinct of Leatherface has got to be one of the next ones for sure, because people need to give respect to Andrew Braniarski.
Yes, they do. I agree.
You can both die.
Even though he put
wow,
he put some mad disrespect on Gunnar Hansen, but he could apologize for that even posthumously and make it up to him.
What was up with that? I remember that. What was he saying about Gunnar?
No. Don't tease the audience.
Gotta save it.
We're gonna get into.
Okay.
You gotta leave them wanting more.
Okay, you're right.
It has nothing to do with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I just want to say he's my cocksucker.
What? He's your what?
Wasn't that like a year ago now? The fucking with Tony Moran, calling
I would
out,
beat the fuck out of Tony Moran.
Yeah,
I would.
I love him, dude. I don't care. He's an idiot. Tyler Maine did a fucking great job, but I love that fucking old.
I would love to.
He's a pussy. I'll fuck him up.
I would love to see Tony Moran say that to Tyler.
You Halloween fans are fucking dumb.
But you're the only reason I still make any money.
I know
that's
what's
shit.
so funny about
That's
it.
what. Yeah, dude. That whole thing was.
Fuck you,
hysterical.
Tony Moran. Eat a dick.
And I bet he's still signing autographs.
He is.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Well, he's on an apology tour now. I mean,
Yeah.
and Danielle Harris
Dude,
is going out of her way to.
That's such good fake business.
He claims he was, life was bad and he didn't really mean it. And
It's all fake. It's all fake now. I didn't know he had an apology tour. So the outburst is fake. The apology's fake. This
On that
my
apology
God,
tour,
it's
he
just
can
money.
kiss my
need
ass.
more money.
Obviously for being on here, Brandon and Sauce. It's great to have you on the show yet again. Please tell everybody. Obviously, it's plastered behind you, but tell everybody what you do and where they can find you. And what you
Off
do.
the Grill Podcast. Over at the Off the Grill Podcast YouTube channel, twitter.com / whatever the fuck, steak sauce OTG. That's it. That's all. Go or don't.
The best Twitter. Sauce has the
Terrific.
best Twitter.
Listen,
Terrific.
my hands are huge. I love them.
And
The biggest hands. The biggest hands.
Shit. Brandon,
Yeah.
man, what about you?
Was that?
What about you? Where can people find you? And where's your YouTube channel? Your
Tabata Vision. Tabata Vision is always on YouTube. And this Friday, I'm releasing a special Friday the 13th video for Friday the 13th. It's going to be ranking the smells of Jason Voorhees. And that's what I have going on. It's going to be a good time.
This Friday, you heard it here first, guys. Brandon is doing a video on Friday the 13th. He is going to Camp Crystal Lake. He's going to get butt naked, smoke some doobies, drink some beer, and go skinny dipping at the lake. If you guys want to meet him there, RSVP at Brandon Tabato or Tabato Vision. That's where you find him.
That's right.
And pictures are welcome in the DMs. I cannot stress that enough. Right? Am I right, Brandon?
Pictures are commanded in the DMs. Okay.
Okay. I got you.
Nick, if in case anybody doesn't know where
y'all, you don't even have to set me up, Christian. Y'all know I'm the Lost River Driving. I'm the fucking nerdy ass Halloween guy. Okay, yeah, whatever. You subscribe to me, cool. You don't subscribe to me, I hate you. But cool. And that's where you can find me on social media too. Christian said, "Oh, Nick, at the start of the episode, man, you seem down." And I said, "Well, let me get going a little bit." And here we are. I'm animated as fuck. I'm interrupting everybody. What did you want, Christian? You want this, or you want me to, depressed and dejected? Pick, damn it.
I guess depressed and dejected.
No. Yeah. So that's where you can find me. But go head on over Off the Grill podcast. Check out Sauce. Check out Brandon Tabato Vision. Brandon Tabato. Check them out. They're good dudes. We appreciate their inclusion and their efforts. Yeah.
Hey! I show the shirt again. Is that a part 2 shirt?
That's a part 2.
I'll be a monkey's ass.
Brand new. Gutter garbs.
All new.
Well, I'm not wearing as cool of a shirt. I got the new Texas Chainsaw movie Leatherface on because I like that movie. But apparently you're a moron idiot if you like that movie. So you know what, dude?
No.
I'm a moron idiot.
Well, you know what? I'm taking the torch from Christian, and I'm closing this one off. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you're listening on an audio platform, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on the tubes of you, we appreciate you guys week in and week out. We knew this would be a long-ass episode because Christian's a Freddie fanboy. But we love it. We hope you loved it. And we're going to say sayonara. And there's Brandon, the guy that was wrong.
Why does it keep happening?
This has been a production of the You Need a Horror podcast. You need it, we got it. Thank you for listening.